Karen, I'm Mark.
Yes.
I worked, years ago, I worked for Richard and Dan Stone.
Oh, you did?
Yeah,
Oh, cool.
back in the 80s.
When they were on Over Rocker Road?
I actually worked when his father was on 55 where the post office is there.
Oh, cool.
And then, we moved into the old IBM building and then I left.
Oh. Cool. Awesome. I love you. Rob?
All right.
Good. Happens. How's that? Oh, yeah. There's this. Never had a glass going back in front.
Yeah, that's fine. That's fine.
He's making it so far.
Tuesday, November, planning board. Roll.
Yes. We have Rob Pfister,
Here.
Pete,
Here.
Mark Delvado.
Here.
Lead us in the pledge. Yep.
To the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, in liberty and justice.
Everyone have a chance to read the minutes.
Yes, I have.
Motion?
I make a motion.
Make the motion. First on
So, Lubella's planning and engineer review on this, I think it was forward. We have some details to add to the plan. One of the questions that, because the rest consider that. Again, it does drop off a little bit to the northwest corner here, as you had along West Main. It's pretty flat along the face here. What we could do here to flip the parking space from the western side of the and put it over on the side of the site here where it's flat pretty much. So we don't have to worry about
So you're talking about moving.
basically things. Spot here. It's pretty flat over here too, but just to solve that issue, it's a
Excuse me, Kurt, could you turn the board so the people in the public can see it?
At the Boeing Joint Commission about the water capacity. I didn't get a response right back, but basically it's gallons per day. Water capacity, so they move towards seeker and possibly.
Kurt, when we left off looking into the application of it is my opinion that they apply here.
Okay.
Any other questions?
Maybe you go through yours, the special use permit.
We are allowed to do special permit with B1. As long as they are, number one, handicap accessible, so this will be a type B unit for New York State building. Handicap use if it needed to be. We'll have sidewalks that go West Main Street because we have part of the commercial use in front of that building, so it's in the western properties. It meets the general for
Survey for the topographical. We'll have to see what our engineer responds to that. There is no existing survey.
the survey, not topographic. The grading on the site. It's the grading.
Just kind of work through this issue.
That's just fine with me. Sure,
Okay.
Definitely.
It's fine with me.
Speed the process
Yep.
up without a doubt.
And I think just so basically just
Okay. I'm not making any promise.
much.
Yeah, I hear you. Okay, so beyond that, now that we have the urban regs sort of applicable, for the board to consider declaring intent to be agency and potentially scheduling a public.
Do I have any other comments?
No. Pretty straightforward project and get that public.
Kurt, I have neighbors. Of it. What I'd like you to do is that downspout that's going to collect all the runoff. Put an air gap, go to the splash like is proposed. Connection to a cistern. There. If the ground is frozen during the winter, I'd like that's something you might.
A little dry well area, just to. Like an infiltrate? Yeah, just to take some.
Just some of it in the back section. It would only come from the yard drain. I mean, from the yard, the,
Continue the look, but just drop it.
The second and third floor through that doorway.
Go doorway into a common hallway, upstairs, and then actually right. You can get into the apartment.
Is that first floor apartment?
First floor apartment is 4 square feet.
Area. Residential apartment.
It's basically here, and there's stairs that go down to the basement where the moving cabinet is here. So the residential use stops right here.
The it wasn't with the intent that facade of commercial use on. Yeah,
Right.
the permitted. I just wanted, just to be clear about
Sure.
how that was gonna work.
Intent.
I'll make that motion.
I'll second that motion.
All in favor? Opposed?
Who was
Response from Christine, you might as well circulate to,
Yeah, I just reached out.
I'm sure she
We'll send that to everything you can. County. The two then?
I think so. Anything else? Yeah.
Okay, great.
Should we wait before we?
You can schedule the public hearing. You don't have to close it. But
The public meeting.
Next.
Yeah, it's fine with me.
Yes,
30 days.
December 4th. It'll be the,
December 4th is the next meeting?
Yeah.
What day of the week is that?
it's a Tuesday, or Wednesday. What do you usually?
Tuesday.
For ZBA, but I guess
Declare
I.
Too much on my mind.
The 10th,
Thank you.
yeah. Next. Yeah, no,
I'll let this spot.
All right, so I have a motion on schedule.
For
December 10th.
December 10th?
Yes, December. Can I get a second?
I second, I'll second the motion, so.
All in favor?
Aye.
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 Now,
Thanks, Greg. Charles.
Good evening.
good evening.
Adam Fiber, Inside Engineering, Architecture PC. Properties the owner, Charles Combs Boulevard. We're before you in September for a sketch conference for the proposed mechanic shop.
Excuse me 1 second. Amanda? Yeah. I think for the benefit of the general public, you probably should stand at the podium and,
Is that working?
Yeah.
Yeah, okay. All right. So the proposal, subdivide the 600 square feet. The made up of retail uses on the first floor and 2 studio apartments above. And the building and site will be designed to meet the urban regulations for the B1 Respond to any questions. I'll just, the main impetus of this is the subdivision. We were advised that we should provide a site plan to go along with the site plan to show the proposed building. So we've provided that. I think there was a question in Karen's memo about a special use. We need, we're proposing. I think we're permitted by right, but you can correct me if I'm wrong on that.
No, I didn't think that you need a special permit either. I think I saw it somewhere in the application, and that's why I wrote that down.
It must have
So
been an
either F or it was in the application.
So we've applied and site approval, provided both. And again, we're happy to respond to any questions.
So I'm going to ask the application that we had before us. Has that been ironed out? Because I saw that applicant at the site today, not on the property, but on Homeland Boulevard. Proposed application. He's still what they're doing?
Pub
Yes,
or you?
Connors.
Yeah. So again, what ultimately is going to happen with the subdivision? The applicant most likely route is division. There's the potential that that subdivided piece may be sold to O'Connor Pub, in which case they would come back in here for an amended site plan for whatever they were looking to do. Again, the main driving impetus is for the subdivision. There's the that is 2%. The board that the subdivision can code compliant site plan. So in terms of that interaction, the owners here, I don't know if Joe, if you want to speak on that, but I think the understanding is that there's a current part of the project and be the one to purchase this subdivided piece.
Okay, so right now we're just talking about a subdivision, talking about any sort of construction.
Potentially, I mean, we're showing you
Potential construction.
potential construction, but again, it's not 100% that it wouldn't necessarily be them or anyone else.
Right.
And that, you know, in that event, board for an amended site.
So the approval process, subdivision is what we're going through. You provide documentation that a site plan can work. The subdivision gets approved, and then if the site plan.
Well, that was our initial route. We provide a site plan as well, unless we misunderstood that.
So this application's
Application for, my understanding was that the village consultants,
understood.
if it,
So it's a detailed site plan application.
if there's out of the,
I just understand this is a detailed site application going with the subdivision application.
that's what we've applied for.
Right, I think you steered in that direction because you showed you wanted to build. So if that was the case, if you just wanted it subdivided, you wouldn't have shown initial.
Typically in a subdivision process, you have to show that something could work on that lot. We were, I think it's probably best I can confirm. Board is where it, again, we prove compliant for the subdivided lot without it being accompanied by a site plan application.
I think generally you would assess the worst case development scenario, which is what you're doing now. And, you know, Mark's point of it's an extensive process to go through detailed site plan approval.
Yes. again, I'd have to speak with the applicant, but I don't think they would be opposed to withdrawing the site plan reason we're here.
Sarah,
I mean, I think what the board would need to approve a subdivision parcel would not. As for a new construction, that would be necessary as long as you can show in some way the ability to meet setbacks.
Of course.
And have some sort of applicable in that.
Is it like an architectural review? I'm saying it's a full architectural review, because then you're getting floor plans, foundation plan, that's what I'm getting as a detailed.
Well, you would have to being a non-subdivision.
I mean, I think at the sketch conference, it wasn't necessarily clear to us what was in or being proposed. And that's not a realistic future out purposes, what you're actually intending. And yeah, it would you now.
The is to do the subdivision with a strong possibility of putting a building on it going forward. It's not 100%.
I mean, it sounds like you should speak to your client because it would be intensive review if you are
Right.
review. For seeker purposes, you would have to review both the. But if it's a nebulous plan, you know, that it's really here, really principle seeker.
And in the event it was subdivided, we went through the whole site plan process and someone bought it and wanted to do something different, still with that person would be coming back for site plan, amended site plan anyway.
Yes.
Because I was on before it's the first time subdivided, put a. Yeah, and I got, now you're back, you just mainly look at property.
Priority, yes. Potential that the owner would put up a building. I don't want to completely forego that possibility, but I don't know if, Joe, if you'd be open to coming for site plan at a later date. If you go forward.
I build it out myself, that's what I want to do. You know, but you know, the people that own O'Connor's are interested. To go. Subdivided, so that's why. It doesn't, for me, make sense to come up with a plan of the building, come up with a rough. Right now, they're apparently, I think there's going to be the building that they're in. So then this would go with what even market it's always
Well, I guess the board, I don't want to speak for board members, but what you have the idea of building out the new, and then coming right now. Together. So I guess that's really a business decision on your end.
my number one priority is sell. If it doesn't sell, then this is what I do with it. So if that's the case, then, you know, if we could just subdivision now without the detailed building, then that's what I prefer. Go through architectural and all.
What you're kind of showing, what you would like is the possibility of someone, you know, the intention of allowing a new buyer to property, that easement's, like, if it was just a subdivision and it's just gonna be open space behind and a building there, and they're not gonna use the property, they have to figure that part out, that's one thing, but I mean, what you said and what you're proposing, if you wanna leave that open to whoever might buy it in the future,
Well,
then
what
that,
we're proposing here is the 4 to 6 parking. I mean, if I went to a full site plan on this, I would probably like to see the in the studio would have garage underneath. So you're side.
the access to the rear of the parcel.
Honestly, I think that they're gonna, I mean, they have first right to buy it, and I believe it doesn't make a lot of sense. They're gonna come in and say, no, this is not what I want. What I think would look good on the site is very similar to Mama Pizza, to that, or Village Pizza, that style of building would go nicely to the next building over. As far as maybe you would have is, I own a lot, I own down the auto repairs. I plan to reduce my income for 20 years. Looking at, I build it, then I'll keep it. Just a line.
To bring it back to procedure, I just want to play this out because I just want to make sure that we determine subdivision lot years says, actually, I do want to move forward with a building similar to what we showed. They would be able to come back and seek a site plan approval for said building, or would that be?
So the issue with segmentation is that you're matching the and the of the new building in two separate actions that get lesser reviews. So the plan is so nebulous now. It sounds like it may be sold.
Mm-hmm.
Then I have a problem. That's my opinion on that.
I agree. I will just say that Rob did easement access. The access to the rear of the lot is only by way of easement at this point. I mean, maybe that can become part of our subdivision review, what we end up doing.
Have to do that because if your intent is of the parcel to someone, you're going to have to show access.
I would have thought the parking for that building would have looked better alongside it, but you to be behind. Like I along the north side of the building and building a little narrower and then go back farther would have been more.
From the location of the lot, each lot has to have its own access, and currently it's sharing an access with the Downey proper lot. We're just saying dedicated it's and so that that will just be something that's in play as part of the review division. That's all. As to the applicable, I did the urban regulations applied to the dimensional aspects of the site. It applied to the use, the permitted use, but I think that you're just B1 zoning district, major sub under the term. So when you go to the bulk dimensional schedules, you're just under the B1. You're not look at the urban regs.
Okay.
Okay.
Yep. We'll give that another look.
Does that don't apply here? to a new building. They apply to extension and enlargement.
Because that discussion increases existing building.
It applies to the use. To this. It applies to the use if you use. If you use, then the urban regs, as they apply to uses, applies to this. But the bulk and dimensional doesn't apply to building proposed here.
At the B1 zone area, we're compliant. I believe we are compliant with, what we thought looking at the urban regs and with the underlying B1 area regulations. If we were to withdraw application, move forward, declaring their intent on the piece, or would it be necessary? I can't remember what this would be. If it's just subdivision, if that would be a type 2, or if that would be listed.
Sorry, I would think you'd want to application
Yeah.
prior to any action.
Okay. Okay. And we'll.
Regarding the easement, there's going to be an agreement that will be filed with the plat. It will be the county clerk's office. So we'll detail the shares, any maintenance issues, future paving.
Yeah, yes. Agreement. Correct.
Per legal review.
It came to my understanding that there's a sinkhole on the property currently, settling.
Years ago, they wanted to do whole there and boring all over. He said it was a basement that got built in with old, either old building material or whatever, and it's decomposed. He did scrutinize that one area on drilling, did the work. Have a one phase 2 environmental use was that
For the previous project, is that what you're talking about? The phase downtown, okay. To the phase 1 and phase 2?
I believe so.
Okay.
Yeah, it must have.
Okay.
It must have been. Were required. I prepared for some. I've been there 20 years, and like I said before, I'm shrinking it a little bit. But somebody might want to come in and take over. But for now, I thought property that just nice. You have either, front and center.
From what you're, like, you're right, it just seemed like it would be a waste of your money, really, to get an approved site plan for a building, and then O'Connor has it, and they want to keep the back. Well, then,
I imagine the building, they're gonna, I'm not here on their behalf, I don't have any deal made yet. They did ask for, right of first refusal several years ago. They had more years on their lease on that patio, but, do you think I need to provide more space? I really don't. I mean, it's a sell. Now I close for somebody to come and redevelop that block. I thought that would have been a great opportunity for somebody to do that, but it just getting had that button on, but see, then, you know,
Yeah, I think something, and I think rather see front to the front of the district with, yes.
the Carlson's